In some cases, the colon may extend and weaken as a result, leading to chronic constipation. We certainly hear about that and a lot of supplements being advertised on all these different social media platforms. In extreme cases, some people have permanently lost their bowel function and must use a colostomy bag for the rest of their lives, right? It's not nothing, right? If you've had dance teachers who've encouraged you to, do things to achieve a certain body image, right? It can affect your mood and your personality. It can lead to acting impulsively, can lead to excessive or, drinking or substance use, a strong dread of body image changes, an obsession with appearance, obsession with, clothing and distorted body image, withdrawing from the outside world. It's just so much pressure, right? Like, even when you're on social media, you're like very aware of what you look like, and then people come and make all kinds of, I've been called bald by, you can't even like believe it. It's just like people trying to get a reaction from you. And, they base their slurs and attacks on what they see, right? Not only can some of these cycles of restricting affect your teeth and cause tooth decay, right? With stomach acid and, bad breath affecting the teeth and the mouth. Recovery is possible, but, it can just lead to the degrading of like your soft tissues and your teeth. And, if you're engaging objects, it can lead to sores in the cheeks and the throat and the roof of the mouth. Face swelling is possible. Dehydration is possible. This definitely brings me back to my, memorable bouts with food poisoning that were, it was hard times. I definitely felt like I was on the ropes. But sometimes besides the effect on teeth, you can see something called Russell's sign, which is calluses on the knuckles and hands caused when you're doing certain things and the hand is scraping against the teeth. If not calluses, it can also lead to like injuries on the fingers and hands because of that activity. It's all, everyone is trying to cope. We're all under so much pressure to be perfect, to, live up to even our own dreams and our ideals. And sometimes that, kind of ambition and disappointment and rage and depression and isolation, it can either turn inward, or you see people lashing out at people that they think they can get away with it with, whether it's children or pets or random people on the street. I was at church today, and the person that pulled out the pointed item at another person at the church, the victim had been sent away and the perpetrator was not, but then they both weren't there last week. And so this week, the person was there, and, I just played it low, right? You gotta know that, people can get riled up and they can get dangerous, right? Not only hurt your feelings, but hurt you. Because, okay, is it because they're hurt, or they just make a judgment that they can get away with it with you because you're a person of color? And it's unfortunate because, the pointy end person was not the same, as the other person. So, as always, you have to watch your back, but you also have to watch your inside and monitor how you're feeling. We're all going through, periods that are, it's not clear what's going to happen, right? We do our best. We try to cope and get on to the next stage of life and recover from stuff, but we don't know what's coming. But we try to, just try to have something to look forward to, something to feel proud of, something, maybe you've achieved some portion of what you wanted to achieve. If your weight and your body image and your, hair color aren't what you want, it doesn't have to be the end of the world. I was at work with top actors and, someone I didn't know, my hair is darker and lighter, right? I could take steps cosmetically to make it not so, but my thing is like, I'm just gonna show up and I'm gonna do what I have to do. And it was a very successful day for me. But this person I didn't know, in front of a bunch of men and a bunch of non-people of color, she was another person of color, decided to clown me for this. And I like looked at her and I was like, yeah, I could do something about it, but it was better. It was more important for me to show up on time, right? But it just stayed with me. Like, why was it so important for this, I'll be kind and call her chick, to try to humiliate or degrade me in front of, people I don't know, right? One of whom spent all day, basically, I don't know if he was rehearsing lines or if he had something else going on. Basically spent all day talking to himself in such an adamant way, like very focused, like blah, 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 blah. I didn't know if it was a conversation or he was reciting a monologue. I don't know. It wasn't that deep. You clock it and you move on. The hostility about what color my hair is, this isn't the first person of color, a woman. It's not the first woman of color who's made public remarks about my hair color. Like, meanwhile, they either have this much hair or they have a mountain of hair that has no relation to their real hair or ethnic identity. Like a cloud of, I can be mean too. But I don't do that at work because I don't feel like that. I don't think I gain points by, crapping on other people. But, that's part of what goes on. And a lot of people were like super cool and so kind and so complimentary, and that makes up for it. And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to collaborate with people in an artistic way. But, even on these platforms, like you're giving someone engagement and asking a legitimate question. Somebody made a medical post, right? Shaming people for having thoughts or questions about, publicly discussed information, and was so nasty. And I could have been on the nose in my reply, but I wasn't. I made backhanded praise. I was like, oh, your charm must really, really help your patients, period. And I resisted the urge to block. We'll just let that marinate, right? You got to be smart, diplomatic, but don't discount the fact that people are being shady. They're trying to insult you, whether it's about your ileostomy bag or about your health struggles or your weight or, whatever. But know that if they're not being kind, it has nothing to do with you. And it's hard to stomach. It's hard not to like flip out and get mad, but don't take the bait. A lot of people want to bait you and it's not going to help you, right? All of this is to, help grow your ability, your social media practice, and help you create a library and a body of work that you can feel proud of, right? People are looking, they're going to find it. You're going to be amazed, 2 years from now that people are still watching your old videos. So I definitely encourage you to, just keep your eyes on the prize and don't let people drag you into negativity, whether it's about your posts or your health or your body image or your, stoma or colostomy or ileostomy bag. I certainly learned a lot today, thinking about these possibilities and thinking about people I know and love who've gone through, health crises of this kind. So thanks for listening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.